Hey! We are live with three of us.
Yeah, here. If you guys don't know who Sierra is, Sierra was a host of the Bibliothon for a while, like the second round all the way to winter 2017. Yeah. And so I'm visiting her, and I decided that she needed to be sitting here next to me and being able to talk to you guys. So she's going to probably draw while we discuss The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw, which was our group book for the Bibliothon. So that's what we're discussing today. We might have Red join us in a little bit. She said she might pop in while she's getting ready. But unfortunately, our scheduling has just been crap. Last week, we were supposed to have the live show last Saturday, but it was only going to be 3 of us. So then we rescheduled, and now, again, it's only going to be 2 to 3 of us. So it's just been a bad month of scheduling conflicts. So nothing is wrong or anything, but it's just that, you know, life, it gets in the way sometimes. So we're still going to talk about it.
Yes, and I think me and Kassie have different opinions, so this will be great. Well, for the most part. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, there's a chat. I was trying to figure out that no one was on the chat wasn't working, but now it is. So I haven't read it, but I'm still watching. It's okay. We're going to start with non-spoiler and a few announcements first.
Yes.
Jenna really. Okay, so a few of the announcements that we have before we go into The Wicked Deep is, so our Biblio Book Club is the book club that we do separately from the Biannual Bibliothon that happens every 3 months. And our current read just ended, and that is Undead Girl Gang till August. And we are in planning mode for schedules to get the live show going. So it's looking like the end of August for Undead Girl Gang. So you have some time to pick up and still read us and join us for the live show. But we'll be announcing that on Twitter. We announce everything on Twitter, so make sure to follow us there. And then, okay, so that's Undead Girl Gang. And then, what was the other one? Oh yeah, our next Biblio Book Club pick. We are in the midst of picking our next book, so we don't have it yet. We have a little spreadsheet going. So if you send us we need some more suggestions, we feel. So, well, Kassie and I were just talking about how we want a little bit more suggestions. So if you can send suggestions to Twitter, not here, because we probably won't see it here. So, or remember to see it. Go to Twitter by the end of today and just let us know some suggestions you want to read for, what it would be, August to December? Is that right?
Yeah, August to October.
September. October. Yeah, so August to October read. Send us your suggestions by the end of today if possible, because we're going to get on picking that as soon as possible. And then we'll announce it on Twitter. So make sure you're following us at BBibliothon. And then lastly, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. On Bibliothon Twitter, I just posted We're Live. So reply to that tweet with your book suggestions so that they're all in one place.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, and then we can see them. Good call, good call.
Mm-hmm.
And then for lastly is the winners. So we have, for the most part, picked our winners. I can just say that this year was really hard. Like, I had such a long list. I was like, how am I going to narrow this down?
Yeah, I kept going, and I was like, okay, I picked, this is going to be the winner.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, dang it, is this the winner?
Yeah, I was exactly the same. So thank you for your patience. There was just so many great entries this year. Like every year there's great entries, but this year I had the same thing. Like I would open the first one and I'll be like, this is it. No, this is it. They're all so good. Damn it. Yeah. And then they had a long list. So we pretty much have our winners chosen. We just have to film and edit the video and get it up for you guys. So that should be hopefully soon. But yes.
All of our Instagram winners have been announced now. And then starting tomorrow, we will be announcing our Blogger Challenge winners on Instagram. So if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, then you should go over there too, because that's where you can see all of the cool people who post pictures and blogs and things that I don't know how to do. So
yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, the blogs, oh, what should I post? I'm like, I don't know how blogging works.
yeah, it's hard. Okay, let's see. Yeah, if you guys have questions about the book, we're going to start talking about the book now that we've done all of these announcements.
Yeah. I'm going to just look through the comments first to make sure anyone has any questions before we start.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, we'll start with the non-spoilery section, and then we'll move into spoilers. Probably pretty quickly since there's only 2. Red section probably will pop in really quick soon, hopefully. So, I gave the book a 4 out of 5 stars. I initially, when I finished reading it, gave it a 5. And then after talking to the girls a little bit more, I was like, maybe it's more of a 4. Because I did have some issues with like the way that the writing was happening, which Shea Earnshaw, this is her debut novel. So it kind of goes with that. I mean, debut novels are never perfect, which is okay because it's the first time you've ever done something like this. So, yeah, there were some writing issues that I didn't love, which gave it a 4 out of 5 stars for me.
For myself, I struggle with this, but I rated it, when I first finished it, it was like a 2.5, 3-star read. And now like kind of like same thing. Like sometimes you need a little time to marinate on it. I would rate it probably like a 3-star book. And I'll get into why as we're like talking, but I was like really excited for this. This was like my predicted 5-star read. So I'm really excited to talk about like I still like enjoyed it. Like I didn't like hate it or anything like that. There are just some things that I'm like, it's like it started off really strong and then it just started going down as the more and more I read for my own self. So yeah, that's like kind of, I don't want to say too much or else it's gonna be like 2-minute live show. And Vanessa asked us where the other hosts are. We did mention in the beginning, it's just we've had a really hard time this round scheduling days for everyone, and certain things happened this morning and things like that with that people couldn't make it. Life happens, and so we didn't want to reschedule again. So it seems like a lot more people will be on the Undead Girl Gang if you read that too as well. So
yeah, it looks like the schedule is going to be better. And also, I know that we had at least one host who could just not get through this book because they didn't like it. So that was part of it too. But we also, like right now, it's just bad timing because we have 2 hosts who are on very long vacations right now. So we knew that they wouldn't be able to come. And there's just a lot of us are like doing cool summer events. And, like, having a great time with their lives, and they couldn't be bothered.
I think that, and like last week I couldn't make it because I was on vacation, and I think it's just really hard in the summer. Like winter is a lot easier to schedule. It's just a hard time to schedule. So sorry, you get us right now. And special guest Sierra.
Somebody asked why Gada Al-Sulaidi, sorry if I said that wrong, asked why did we choose The Wicked Deep. So like we always ask for suggestions for this stuff, so The Wicked Deep was one of the things that you guys suggested to us, and then we always put everything that we are suggested into a thing, and then we vote on those. And then the reason that The Wicked Deep one was because a lot of people were excited for a witchy book. Like that was why people.
Everyone like it stood out. I remember it was like everyone was like, "I want to read that." It's definitely that, and it was like just like the top vote out of all the things. And that's our voting process is pretty funny. So that's what just ended up happening. That's why we picked The Wicked Deep. Is there anything else on non-spoilers?
Well, Red, hi.
Oh, is she there? I have my sunglasses on. I can't see. Oh, yay! I have to move. My laptop's overheating. So, I don't know. Red, welcome.
While you're moving, Red, what did you give The Wicked Deep? We're still in non-spoilers.
Oh, I originally gave it 3 stars, although I would say, like, now after having thought about it a little longer, I might give it, like, 2.5.
Same as me.
Sad. I'm the only one who liked it, like, a good amount. Dang it.
I think Kelly liked it.
Yeah, I think Kelly did like it too. I think we're the only 2 who really.
I wanted to like it more than I did, and there were things that I really liked about it, but I feel like the things that I had problems with were just enough to weigh it down for me, you know.
Yeah. So I think it's time to say that we're going to start talking about spoilers. So if you haven't read the book yet and you don't want to be spoiled, now is the time to say goodbye. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We're announcing winners and everything on Instagram. We're going to be announcing the Undead Girl Gang live show date and time soon, and we're going to be announcing the next Biblio Book Club book very soon as well. So follow us on those social media to get announcements. But now we're going to go ahead and start talking about spoilers of The Wicked Deep. So if you guys have spoilery questions or things like that, then go ahead and ask us those in the live chat. I have a question. Who was the most annoying character?
Oh my god. Let me just...
Probably whatever this... What was the dude's name? Cameron? No, that was a different book I read. What was the dude's name?
Wasn't it Cameron? No, was that Oh my god, what was his name? It was the first...
The love interest.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Wait, before we go into that, wait. Who... Did we all listen to it on audio?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, I listened to it on audio. You guys did print? Okay.
Oh, his name was Bo. Ew! I hate that name because of the Twilight Life and Death. Yes, Life and Death.
Oh, wait, you said Bo? Is that his name?
Yeah, his name was Bo.
Really?
Really? Was it?
See, the thing is, like, I feel like that name is just, like, always weird to me on people because that was, like, my dog's name, so.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to probably with one of the, like, mean girls, like, what was her name? Marguerite. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like they were all kind of annoying.
I thought the main character was pretty annoying.
The witches were all like,
I like them.
Normal teenage angsty, which was weird to me because they were 200 years old.
We are in the spoiler section, right?
Yes, yeah, I already warned.
Okay, I was gonna say the main character, both as the actual girl and as Hazel, were both annoying.
I like
one; they were both annoying.
I think she was more annoying when she was Hazel.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
like I felt
that bad.
I think it was because like you start off with that super cliche, typical description of my best friend is so pretty and bubbly and puts herself out there, and here I am, this introvert that's so plain with brown hair, and I'm like, immediately I'm like, really? We're gonna go there after this many years? We're still doing this?
We're still here. It never leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I found the friend, the one who was trying to save the girl who really was the witch. I found her the most annoying.
Oh, yeah.
You go away. The best friend. I didn't like her. I was like, you're useless. And
yeah.
Go away.
Yeah. The main character is Penny. Okay, sorry. Penny. I'm like trying to like remember like all the characters right now, and I'm looking. Everyone in the chat's helping me out here. Right, Penny. I don't know. Like, you could tell it was a debut novel for sure. And honestly, I didn't really know that until you said that. So I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that's why I didn't. I didn't hate it. I liked the book.
I didn't hate it. Like, I found that, okay, so I'll just explain why. So at first I was really loving it because if you know me, movie of all time, like things, like I love Hocus Pocus, so that's why I was like, I need to read this. And maybe that's a huge reason. Can you hear that? Or is that, and so I was really excited about it, and it was really good, and I was really enjoying like the history of the Swan sisters and like the flashbacks about that. I was really enjoying that, but then I just found like as it was going on, it was getting so repetitive. Like it was like the same thing over and over and over and over again, and I just was like going crazy with it. And I was like, just go to the flashbacks, like that, at least that's like really interesting. And then I found like it went super love heavy with the story that was repetitive over and over again. Like the love interest just overpowered this really cool story that could happen, but we only had the same, like, the Swan sisters come back, this is the swan season, and then this is gonna happen, don't go in the water. And then I love you. Oh, swan season. We don't go in the water. I love you. I was like, oh my God, I'm going crazy.
Yeah. Did you guys see it coming that Penny was Hazel?
Like so far ahead, I did.
Yeah,
I didn't.
There was that scene where she like, it's the morning after the party, and she wakes up having a nightmare that. Whoa. Echo.
Oh, that was, I took out my headphones because it's driving me crazy. Okay, fine.
What was I saying? Oh, so that scene right after the party, she wakes up after having a nightmare that she was drowning, and I was like, Swan sister!
I feel like they made it so clear, like so early in the book. I'm like,
yeah,
I feel like you could have tried. If you wanted to do a subtle hint, I feel like you could have actually done a subtle hint. Like,
I was excited. Because I initially thought she was a Swan sister because of that scene, and then I thought, oh, well, maybe she has this cool power that she's talking about where she can see them. And I was like, okay, I like this idea a lot more than the very big foreshadow that she's a Swan sister. And so then because they did that, and then they switched it over to her being able to see them and everything, I was like, okay, I'm like into this story. And then it was a surprise again when they finally did reveal that she is the Swan sister from the beginning. Because I thought it was like a good dip where I got into what we thought we knew enough, where I was like, oh shit, I was wrong again.
I thought it was like more evidence that she was a Swan sister, and I'm like, oh, she can scam because she is one.
Oh yeah, I really wanted. I think I would have liked it more if she just had, because like her mom does the tarot readings, or or I mean not tarot, but cup. Yes, I'm down. She did the tea leaf readings, and so I was like, maybe she has magic powers, and that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay, what do we got in here? Penny was
there's so many things. I'm trying to like catch up.
Yeah, I feel like there were so many things that I didn't like. I feel like a lot of the things I did like were very similar to everything. I really enjoyed the flashback. I liked how they described the town and the setting. I really enjoyed that stuff. But to me, it really felt like a debut novel in the writing. I feel like the characters were really like one-dimensional.
Yeah, that's true.
They felt very flat. I was not feeling the love interest at all. Like, I was like, just get rid of this.
That's my favorite.
And I really didn't like the ending. I thought the ending was really poorly done.
Oh, I liked the love interest. I mean, like, I know it was so insta-love, but I was into it.
I don't know. It drove me like crazy. I don't know. And I want to say something though that was really cool. And if you watch my vlogs, I talked about this. But like you said, Red, about the setting. I visited this town called Whitby in York, England, I believe, or in England. I don't know. Oh my God, people are probably gonna be like, oh my God. But if you know Whitby, let me know in the chat. But it sounds exactly like the setting. So being there and also reading it, it was just in my mind, and it really enhanced the experience. Mm-hmm. And then the cool thing about that town, when we drove in, there were tourists everywhere, like driving everywhere. There was people pulling luggage bags, and we're like, what the hell? It's like a small port town. Mm-hmm. And then we get to her B&B. She's like, oh, you don't know? This is like the busiest weekend of the year. We're like, what? Like same situation as like that guy coming into the town. And I guess they have like a festival where you can walk around all the shops and bars all around the port, and everyone has something different. Like you can walk in one and you sit in a circle and tell jokes. Another one is like live music. Like it was really cool. And it's the place that inspired Dracula.
Oh, interesting.
And it has the Abbey, like the Whitby Abbey. It was so cool. So that was in my mind, and that really enhanced the experience for me. So the setting was something like I really, really enjoyed in this book.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
Christiana Raymond said, I thought she was some sort of familial connection to them, and that's why she could see them. I think I would have liked that a bit more. And that is what I thought too, and I was so excited, and then I was wrong. And that was why I liked, like, having that thought in my head, that she was like some sort of family relation. I was really liking the parallels that Shayla Earnshaw did with like the past of when we finally get to meet Hazel and her love interest from the past, and like start hearing that story. While at the same time, Penny is falling in love with a boy on the island as well. I like really liked how that was being written, and then it turns into Hazel, and I was like, no, you ruined everything.
I feel like I really feel like one of my things is that I'm trying to figure out what that noise is.
I know, that's why I've been trying to change. That's why I changed my headphones, because I was like, it's like a crackling, right? It's like just
yeah, it's when you touch this.
Oh.
The cord. Yeah, the cord. The cord.
Oh, yeah, because that's what I was like, can you guys hear that before? And then I'm like changing around shit.
I don't usually have problems with my laptop. I don't think that's it. Let them know.
I can still hear it. I can still hear it. I thought it was Red getting ready, like shuffling at first.
Yeah, I can't hear it. Brittany, you touched the cord, but maybe it's.
Oh, was it me?
Yeah, I think it's when you touch the cord. So
if I do this? No, I can't hear it.
Oh no, now I can't. It was happening earlier, but anyway, it's not happening now. It's fine.
Okay.
I remember what I was gonna say.
Mentioned of Hazel and her love interest to Bo and Penny, and then you were talking.
What were you talking about before that?
The fact that I didn't think it was Hazel, that Penny was Hazel. I
think what it was is that I loved the concept of the book, but I feel like it could have been executed better.
Yeah, like I totally agree. The plot and the idea was fantastic. And some of the execution.
Yeah.
If I think it could have been tweaked, it would have been like 1,000 times better for me if I could have just changed certain things.
Yeah, totally. So just a heads up, I'm literally not moving at all, and I can still hear it. Like I'm like staying still as day.
I mean, it's possible it could be because I'm in my bathroom and there's like an echo, but I can't do anything about it because I have to get ready.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to say that.
Is anyone else hearing? Okay. Does anyone in the comments? Are you guys hearing like any feedback?
Probably.
Because I don't hear anything.
I don't hear it right now.
Yeah. Someone.
I was only hearing when you were like re-putting your headphones in and everything, but now it's fine.
So yeah, they said yes, they can. I think it's Red because I think when she talks it goes, but it doesn't matter. It's not like I can still hear you guys.
All right.
Okay, so let's.
It sounds like an animal eating.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna try because I do have it set on my. I have it set on my sink, so I'm gonna see if I can tilt it away. Maybe like the, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like sink. Is that sounds better, right?
Oh yeah. Way better.
Okay, I'm thinking it was the sink bouncing the sound back.
Oh man. Oh man. I'm loving
it. It kind of sounds like an animal eating. It's like this is an ASMR live stream.
Yeah, it's like, sorry guys, I'm trying to science my way into a solution here.
Okay, so flipping pages to 55 said, yeah, weirdest love triangle ever. So like, what?
Oh yeah.
How did you guys feel about that? Like, because it didn't bother me. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, like, I hated the ending because I thought it was so, okay, I'm not one of those people that needs to have, like, a perfectly happy ending to a story if it's well done. But this one, I feel like totally could have had a happy ending, and it didn't. I think the biggest issue, like, how I would have liked to have seen it end if I had control over it, was I would have liked to have seen Hazel sort of reunited in the spirit world with her original love, and then have it turned out that the love interest was really actually in love with the real girl, not Hazel. That way, you know, they each sort of get combined with their love. Instead, what we get is we get this guy who falls in love with Ghost Girl, right?
Yeah.
And then Ghost Girl leaves because, like, understandably, he's pissed off about his brother. Like, I get it. Like, that's hard to get over. I'm, like, not judging that. But my issue is, I think, is that she ends up leaving this. What's the main girl's name? I don't even remember. I just remember
Penny.
So she leaves Penny's body. And what ends up happening, I kind of wish he would have just left or something if this was how it was going to be. Instead, what happens is he continues to pine over this ghost girl that, you know, he basically couldn't be with because she killed his brother, but he's still in love with her. But meanwhile, he's still sticking around with this other girl who just looks like the girl that he loves. And here she is like, oh, I think he's, you know, falling in love with me. It's like, yes, but he's clearly still in love with this other girl, even after she's moved into the afterlife. And this feels like a really screwed up situation for Penny.
Yes.
I know.
I
That doesn't matter at all.
Red.
liked it.
Oh my God, I completely agree with Red. And I have to mention something else that really bothered me with this too, to add into that. Sorry, Kassie. She literally murdered her brother. And like, he just like all of a sudden was like, it's okay. I love you. Like,
It's fine.
I couldn't handle it. Like, I was like, but I love what you said about the ending, Red. Like, I think that's so much better. Like, if she was reunited with her first love and then he was with Penny. I love that. Oh my God.
You're a ghost again. He literally got himself killed because he loved you so much and was trying to save you. Like, he literally died in the process. And here you are hanging out at this island, be close to this, like, love you were with for like a couple of weeks. Not the one who literally died for you. Right? And you're just like, oh, I'm a spirit and I can actually be reunited, but I choose not to be.
Yeah. So, Kassie, go ahead.
Oh my God. Okay, so first, I loved the part where Hazel goes back to the cemetery and like says goodbye to the man from 200 years ago. I loved getting that past story. Like, that was my favorite part of the book, is the flashback to that particular scene where we find out that he is the one who ended up doing it, but not because he's an asshole, just because his father's an asshole. And I loved everything about that. I loved like the fact that it wasn't just an easy like, oh yeah, I betrayed you, blah, 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 more because of everything else. And I just really loved that. And then into the present time, I loved that it wasn't easy for anyone. Like, like, people are saying that he should have left the island, and logically I agree with you, because I think that he shouldn't be loving both of them. But also, like, think about, like, if this wasn't a witch book and you were in love with someone and then they died, and then you find someone else who you also love in the future, like, you still probably have.
I totally get that, and I thought about it from that angle. But the thing is that I don't think she pulled that off. I feel like
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, if you'd written it better, I might have been on board with it. I just feel like that's what she was going for, and I feel like she just didn't quite make it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I gave a lot of the writing a pass reading this, because I found, even though, like, everything about the execution that you guys have said, I agree with. It wasn't perfectly done. It definitely had its issues in execution, but, like, at the same time, I freaking loved it. So, so I give a lot for.
Yeah, and I think it's, like, good to have, like, both sides of this, and I don't know, like, I listened to it on audio, and so I wanted to mention that. Then I really enjoyed it on audio. Like, I thought the narrator was really great, and she really captured the essence of the story. And I don't know if I would have liked it in print. I think it was the audio that, it was kind of like Heartless. Remember when we had that?
Without the audio, it would not have been good.
Yeah, like, she did a really, really great job. Like, I don't know, I listened to Kill a Kingdom, and they sound very similar. I don't know if anyone's listened to that.
I really want to read that.
It's really good. The audio is amazing, and it's still kind of, Kassie, I think you'd love it because it's similar to, like, this vibe, but I feel like Red said, it's executed
better,
really well. Yeah, but it still kind of has that, like, young angst kind of, same kind of story. But the narration was really good. It reminds me of the Heartless experience, where I was like, I don't know if I would have got through this in print, and I'm so glad that I listened to it on audio. So if anyone's looking to listen to it, the narrator was really great.
Nice. Christina Raymond. Christina Raymond is, I'm living for her comments.
I was going to say, what I will say, though, is that even though I thought this particular book as a debut novel was somewhat poorly executed, I do like where her mind was at. Like, I like her imagination. I like what she was going for. I don't know that she achieved it, but I understood what she was trying to achieve. Yeah. And in that way, I would give a future book of hers a try because I like where her imagination's at. Yeah. I just think she needs to develop as a writer.
Yeah, her next book is coming out next year, I think, and so I'm really excited to.
So I would definitely give her give her another try and like see what she can do with that imagination with better writing skills.
100% agree with that.
Do either of you have the book near you? Who published it?
I don't have it in print.
Okay.
I have it in print, but it's in the other room.
Okay. Christiana Raymond said new story concept that basically Hazel's love interest came back as well, and he possessed people, and he has spent 200 years trying to find her and has possessed Bo. And
can we vote for that one? Can we vote a rewrite for that one?
That's awesome.
I love it. Also, somebody said something. Where did it go? Oh, Care Bears on Fire Fan 30 said, yes, the atmosphere was great, but not really the plot. And, like, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
The atmosphere was so perfect.
So good.
Like,
so good.
I want another book that she writes in this world, except she wrapped it up really well, so they can't do a sequel. But, like, I want a prequel. I want it.
I want a prequel, about the sisters because I love the freaking flashbacks. Although I will say in the audio, I didn't click in that these were flashbacks for a while. Like, it wasn't like, you know, in audio sometimes when you don't say, they're like changing, and I'm like, wait, what? So it took a second. Yeah, so that's the only shitty thing about the audio. And then later, I'm like, oh my god, these are flashbacks. But the atmosphere was like so freaking well done. I would love to see a prequel about the sisters because that's so hocus pocusy to me.
Okay, how did you guys feel about Penny's mom?
I thought she was an interesting character. I actually kind of liked her as a character, even though she sort of sucks as a mom. I thought she was interesting.
Red, like, we have the same mind.
Like, they gave us enough snippets of, like, the kind of woman she is and, like, the fact that she read tea leaves and stuff that I was like, no, give me more. I want more of that. Yeah,
and I'm glad there was an actual parent involved in this.
Sort of.
Yeah, at least mentioned. I really liked her, too. I agree. Like, I feel like Red and me had the exact same reading experience. Like, everything she's saying, I'm like, yep, that's exactly right. That's why I'm so glad Cassie's here.
Yeah, I liked that she was present, but I just wanted more of her. Like, why I mean, like, I know that they set it up well where, like, why she's emotionally just sad. There was something about it. Which one was it? I really liked, I don't think anyone said this, but I really liked that she could also feel the presence of people on the island. Like, I loved that she was magic. Like, that's why I wanted Penny to be magic, because her mom is magic. Like, I wanted that. I'm sorry.
I totally agree with you, and I think because she was one of the few interesting characters to me in the entire book, she was one of the characters I genuinely was interested in reading about. And like you, I would have liked to have seen more of her for that reason.
Yeah, like, I wish that she had been more involved. I'm sad.
And I think that goes for, like, again, like, that just brings, like, the atmosphere back with the magic, and, like, you get so excited about it, and then it's just, like, gone or, like, not executed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just, like, such a great mind, a great atmosphere, great concepts, and then it's just like, we're going to get there, and then, damn it.
That's why I'm really excited to pick up another book of hers, because, like, you can tell that that I think Shea Earnshaw is a woman. I'm now questioning that. But I think Shea Earnshaw is going to be an amazing writer, and I think
I'm going to look it up.
The debut novel. But, like, man, Shea Earnshaw's, like, ideas are so fantastic. So I'm really excited to, like, see more from this author.
There are other writers like that too, where I read like their debut novel and I'm like, their writing's not really strong, but you know, as they're longer in the business, they continue to work on their craft, they learn, they develop their skills, right? Then you look a couple books down the line and you're like, oh my God, like how is this the same person?
Yeah.
But everyone grows, and I'm looking up on Goodreads right now for.
We got an answer in the comments. Shea Earnshaw is a woman.
Okay, I'm looking at the publisher. Oh, the first rating I see is Emma. Emma, 2.5 stars. But I know I was texting Emma, and she had the exact same thoughts as well.
Oh, Fading in My Dreams said, I didn't like that she was not a mother to Penny, but as soon as Beau is introduced, she has to make breakfast for a complete stranger because manners. So annoying. I was so irritated by that whole scene. I was like, wait, what?
So you can get up and do this for some random stranger, but not for your own daughter?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're going to choose an absent parent, you need to be an absent parent. Also, that trope is tired.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. I looked up the publisher. It's Simon Pulse.
Okay. It's a Simon Pulse is like a sister of
Simon and Schuster, right?
Simon and Schuster, I think, yeah.
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 Also, I know this is going backwards a bit, but just because Brittany was talking about what town, like in real life, reminded her of it, like there's also a town that I had in mind. If any of you guys live in California, if you've ever, happened to visit this place, but Bodega Bay in Northern California, which for those of you who might have heard of it without actually having been there, it's also the town like featured in the movie The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. Although that town is literally bigger in the movie than it is in real life, which is saying something because in the movie it's meant to be a tiny little nothing of a town, and it's even less of a town in real life. But it has very much, because it's also not quite as far as Oregon, but it's that Northern California coast. So it's colder, it's grayer, it's definitely cloudier, but it's very dark, atmospheric, and it's totally the type of town where you would expect like to get taken over by a witch. Like if you ever go there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like it is got that creepy atmosphere to it in the coolest, best way. And it's like old like churches and like lighthouses and stuff.
I love that.
That's really the entire time that I'm reading it, I'm just like imagining Bodega Bay in my head.
Yeah.
Right.
Flipping pages 365 said that they used to live 8 miles away from Bodega Bay.
So you know what I'm talking about. Like hopefully you, I can't read like everything right now because I'm getting ready, but hopefully you've been there then and you understand like what I mean in regards to this.
So people are talking about the cats in the comments, and I forget the cats, and I think that would have been a perfect like one foreshadowing instead of giving us the like nightmare that she wakes up from and the cats and multiple other foreshadowings that she is Hazel. I think that just having the cats be around her all the time to suddenly not wanting to be around her would have been a
like
subtle
a nice
enough choice.
Right.
That would have been great. I loved the cats. I liked that they liked Beau too.
Yeah. Oh, is it this book set the cat's name Binks, or is that on Undead Girl Gang?
I think it's Undead Girl Gang.
Did you guys think of me when that happened?
I did, absolutely. I was like, oh my God, Brittany.
That's her cat. Well, I was thinking it was this one because
in Undead Girl Gang, there's the part where she's listing off the different like witches and stuff that she admires, from like fiction.
Oh, yep.
But different book, different live show.
Yep. Coming soon.
People are also talking about the mom still, saying stuff like, where is it? Lori's Books Trials said, very weak individual. I know her husband died, but she knew that her daughter was being taken over by Hazel and did nothing. And then, it's also Lori's Books Trials said, I wanted to shake her mother and tell her, yes, your husband died, but your daughter is still alive and in trouble and she needs your help. And I would have loved a saving daughter story.
Yes. Oh my God.
I can just tell you right now, like my mom has been married to my dad for going on 20. Yeah, they've been married 27 years. And if something happened to my dad, of course, my mom would be absolutely devastated. She would be 100% sad. It would be very hard on her. That being said, do you think if any one of us, her kids, had something like that happen to her, do you think my mom would just not stop being a mom? She wouldn't just completely shut down. And if I was possessed by some witch, she sure as hell would not let that go down without a fight.
Yeah, I'm just saying. The craziest part for me when she confronts Hazel and Penny, and she's like, "I know that you're in there," and I was like, "Excuse me, you've just been
this whole time
be there? What? How dare you?"
It's like, yeah, I know it's hard because like obviously she was in like a really bad place.
But you're like the most well-equipped parent of this entire island to help your kid right now.
I know, sad.
Or tell someone that can function to do that.
Insta-love. Michelle Loves Books asked about the insta-love. She said, this may have already been talked about, but wasn't this love story kind of too insta-love? And yes, it was, but I dug it.
Yeah, we talked a bit about that before. Well, me and Red went kind of in depth on why we didn't like it.
Yeah. Red and Brittany were not about it, but I was. I really liked it.
I love it, Kassie. Which is interesting because usually all three of us like love all the same books.
Yeah, and like usually insta-love is something that does annoy me. Like there's a book that I read relatively recently where they fall in love really fast, and I was like, wow, that's annoying.
Wow.
But in this book, I liked it. It was cute. I just liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I like insta-love if I feel like it's done well, but I think part of it is I really didn't like Bo.
That's how the feelings about insta-love that you guys have is the feelings I feel about the insta-love that's in Children of Blood and Bone.
I still have to listen to that. That's my next audio. Oh, I'm so excited. A few people have talked about like why people weren't taking precautions, like were people letting people in the water? Why isn't the town evacuated? Like it's just like they don't care. They're like, yeah, every year people die. Yeah.
I don't like that. Like somebody said, why didn't they evacuate the town, and like why did they just accept that this is the penance from 200 years ago? And I totally agree, like because in real life there are places that are, you know, supposedly haunted, and stuff like what's happening in the book does happen in regards to like people coming and like being excited about a haunted place or whatever.
Yeah, but they actually die.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like in this book you have like killings happening every year, multiple killings. So like you would think that doesn't happen in real life, the amount that it's happening in this book. So like that's why you see it happening in real life, is because there's not actually much of a danger in comparison to what's happening in this book. You would think people would be like, no, not taking my children there, my boys, all the boys that are being murdered.
Yeah. And like some people were even thinking like that it wasn't, the people that didn't believe thought it was like an actual like serial killer or something like that, right? Like it's like another belief. So if that happens every year and you still didn't believe. And
there were like some people who thought that it was like a pact that boys would do together to commit suicide together. But like it's happening every year.
Same day. Like the same exact day. Yeah. I don't know. I guess if she did that, she wouldn't have a story.
Also, like as a parent, like if I was running the risk of my child dying, because it routinely happens, regardless of whether you believe in the curse or not, boys are dying, right? I think that I would just like, if like, I don't care how small-minded, like I don't care how attached to a town you are, I feel like I'd be more attached to my kid. Like,
Christine,
I'm like, no.
Yeah, Christiana said if I had sons, I would just be like, okay, we're going on a three-week vacation. Yeah, like exactly.
Every year.
I never get that. Like in movies and books where this happens, like I don't know if any of you guys watch horror movies, but there's like that movie, The Woman in Black or whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about, Sierra?
Yes, I do.
Right? And how I never understood. I'm like, okay, I get that moving's expensive, but is it worth the life of your child to not figure it out? Because like all these kids are dying all the time. Like just leave. You might have nothing to go with, but it's better than your child dying.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe you referenced Women in Black. It's like the worst one. Sorry.
That's just like the movie I always think of, and I'm just like, why didn't you guys leave? Children literally keep dying in these horrific ways.
Oh, that's that movie. I think I've seen that movie.
I don't watch scary movies.
I watched it because
Harry Potter decided to try and be a serious actor.
And failed.
Oh gosh.
I feel like I feel about that movie the way I feel about this book, which is perfectly summed up by Vanessa Fan in the chat, which is it is a fun book, but it's not a good book. I would agree with that.
Can you imagine?
And my expectations were like a little bit high too.
I liked the book if the author's watching.
Oh no, I didn't hate it. I enjoyed myself reading it. I just wasn't like, I just kind of was let down is all.
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
Okay, somebody said, where is it? Oh, it was Christiana again. She said, I read that and we just like, does that count as consent? But what are we talking about? How do we feel about the sex scene? How Hazel was in Penny's body? It made me feel weird, shudders, and disgust. Oh, I didn't notice.
I didn't really think about it.
I didn't really.
Well, because wait, did that happen when he knew or didn't know?
I mean, I guess in the context of really analyzing it, you could really, put it on that she is literally like, had this happen to somebody's body without their consent. And in that particular capacity, like, I get it, but I'm trying not to think that hard about it because I don't think that that's what was intended. And considering that I don't think that people get possessed on a daily basis and forced to have sex with other people, it's not something that I'm going to spend a lot of time like analyzing the ethics of.
Well, and like also I didn't think about it because they've made like the whole story made it very clear that the girls never remember the time that they're possessed. So it's not like she.
Right.
I feel like that's a weird argument. I mean, I get it. But also, I'm like, there's so many instances in real life where people don't remember, and it's still valid.
Like it's basically like it's like that's not her body in that moment. Like I mean, because it's about possession. So like,
I mean, and it's almost like at that point she's done. I mean, she's literally used this girl's body to murder people in the past because she takes them every summer. So it's like, it's just one more thing to add to the list of the overall screwed upness of inhabiting someone else's body and doing shit.
It's
it makes it a lot easier to think about it like it's Hazel right now, not Penny. In any time when Hazel is there, it's Hazel's body, not Penny's.
And then we're going into the ethics of how right or wrong is it to possess someone more than anything.
Right. Well, and possession doesn't exist, so it's
so it's like I feel like it's just sort of its entire own ball game.
No, we don't need to talk about
what am I gonna do with my body when I'm not around?
I honestly think I probably be like fast forwarded the sex scene or something because I hated the love interest so much or something. I like don't even remember.
That really didn't happen much. It was definitely a fade to black sort of thing.
It was not a sex scene. I mean, like obviously
it was implied,
but
it was a YA.
It was a YA sex scene, not a sex scene where it's really hard and rough. And
not a Sarah J. Maas scene.
Oh my God.
Not
I still can't believe they're selling that as a YA.
Nevernight. A Nevernight.
Mm-hmm. Nevernight isn't YA though. Well, they say
they sell it as both YA and adult, and
in chapters in Canada, it's in the adult section.
Yeah.
So okay, I almost want to make like a really inappropriate comment, and I know that sometimes we have young viewers, but like I can't. I'm 26 and we're already talking about the sex scene, so I guess I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so like as Bo, are you like comparing quality like between Hazel and Penny, like post, you know? You know what I'm getting at? Don't make me say it.
But
it's like having sex with two different people.
Right. Like I mean, you get one who's literally had the experience of years and years and years, and the other one.
Well, she didn't have sex while she was dead. Well, maybe she did.
I mean, she's been possessing girls every summer for like 200 years. That's a lot of time for experience.
But maybe she's not. Usually she's like all about that murder.
Yeah, but I don't know what else. Like, I mean, they might need to, you know. I don't know what else they would do before that. I'm just saying, like, okay, regardless, he's going to have experience between one and the other. Like, are you going to be, like, disappointed with the second? Or, like...
Oh, my God. I don't know, girl.
I feel like we've gotten to the point where we need to start wrapping this up.
Like I said, I warned you guys. I'm like, I'm sorry for younger viewers that do not like this topic of conversation. I am not trying to make anyone uncomfortable, but I am 26 years old, and these are the thoughts that run through my head.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Fair enough. I'm just looking to see if we have anything else. I'm trying.
Yeah, if anyone has any last questions, go ahead and ask, because we'll probably start wrapping it up soon.
And Red, did you find it repetitive too, or is it just me?
Yeah, I mean, I do see, like, even though it wasn't really something that I thought about at the time, like, now that you mention it, I'm like, okay, yeah, like, I do think some of the parts could have been trimmed, which is saying something considering it was already a pretty short book.
Right. And then filled it in with all those, like, fun things we thought of.
Yeah, like looking at these, like, it took weird. Like, it's like, if you've never been to a live show with us before, they take very weird turns. And, like, this is not even the first time we've ventured into this type of topic, because if it comes up in the book, it's gonna probably get discussed, especially if someone asks about it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, it's such a short book. So, I will say, it feels so refreshing to read a standalone sometimes. It's like, you know, like,
you just feel the pressure of now honestly, I have to read the next one.
Now I have to read 7.
Yeah, I was so bad at that. Like, I read the first one. I'm not a binge reader, so, like, it's just so nice sometimes. How do you choose the book club books? Which we talked about this in the beginning, Jenna's Creative Corner. But we just, like, get you guys to pick books, whether it's the group book or the Biblio Book Club book, and then we put it into a Google Doc, and we have our own voting system based off of, like, your suggestions.
You don't want to see it.
You don't want to be a part of it.
It's so bad.
Make you quit.
Just like, yeah, Sierra quit because of it. No, I think it's fine. It's like, go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's so stressful.
I like it.
I think it's gotten a lot. To be fair, I feel like it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
It just took us a long time to get it down. Because now I don't really feel stressed out anymore. I feel like for the most part we kind of got our system down. But it just
accepted it. I think that's the difference.
Maybe. I feel like it's, you know, we kind of stopped. We're like, is this really something to be stressed out about? Not really. You know what I mean? I feel like we all kind of chilled out, and I feel like. So I don't really feel like as stressed about it anymore as I used to. And some of the things like we literally pick books the same way we always have. But things like that, planning live shows and stuff, I feel like we have our like system down now. So we're like, all right, these are the points of action. Talk about them. Let's go.
Yeah. Basically, we have you guys suggest books, then we vote on what we want. And if there's multiple ones, then we might do a poll. But usually within those suggestions, there is always one that's like the winner, because most of us do have very similar reading tastes. There's no one really odd man out, except for Brittany really doesn't like contemporaries, and Kelly really likes contemporaries. But Kelly also likes other books too, so it's not like we can't get
I don't like contemporaries either.
Contemporaries are always the fight.
Contemporary.
Are the book clubs strictly, Vanessa Fan says, are the book clubs strictly YA? And they're not. No. We did a Women in the Window recently, which is an adult book.
Yeah. The thing is that YA is just what gets suggested the most often. So, and we do all read YA. So, like, that's a lot of times what it is. But we are totally open to reading not YA. It's not like we are YA only book club.
And I think also one thing to understand too is I feel like for a while there we really tried the whole like having just everybody, like all participants pick the books all the time. And we tried that because we want your input, like absolutely, which is why we try to pick from your suggestions. But I think we learned after a couple of times, and sometimes the participant picks when we let you pick it from beginning to end, and then we would ended up being miserable with some of these books, like totally miserable, not putting our own says in it, that we learned that we have to account for what we want as well as what you want.
I think that was picked by us.
Which one?
Paper Towns. Hated it.
Oh my god, we all heard it.
We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk.
We're not going to talk.
I'm just going to pretend that book doesn't exist. And yeah.
You guys remember the one with the short stories we all read? We hated that too.
Oh, the one that was edited by.
No, it was our first ever one.
The winter one.
Yeah.
The winter one.
And then they came out with a new summer one. Did you guys read
that?
No.
I was going to say
I don't remember, but it has.
True Love Gave to Me was the winter one.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, True Love Gave to Me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So if you guys didn't catch it in the beginning, Kassie tweeted, "We're live on Twitter. Write your suggestions under there because by the end of today, because we're going to add some more into our list by the end of today. But we're going to pick it like as soon as possible so we can get it announced to you because it's from August to October, and then our live show for Undead Girl Gang will be at the end of August. So if you still want to get it and read it,
you have time.
Can.
Yeah. And we don't have a specific date or time for that yet, but we'll be announcing it soon. So follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. It should probably go up on both of those. Instagram, our Bookstagram winners already went up. They are announced. And our blogger challenges start being announced. The winners start getting announced tomorrow. So you'll have 7 days of blogger winners coming to you on Instagram. And then after that should be when we announce our video challenge winners. Hopefully we will do that.
Yeah.
Right.
They're all pretty much picked. We just have to film.
Yeah, we just have to find make sure we have time to film and edit and all that stuff.
Also, really quick shout out to Paula, who has been, has she ever missed any of our Bibliothon live shows? Because
she's always here.
She's always here every single time. And she is in the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
She is
Paula is
Paula, you were such a badass. Like, I'm so glad to have you part of this. Like, you're a rock star.
Gallbladder infection. Oh, I had my gallbladder removed when I was really young too. I hope you feel better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
my
okay.
mom had that.
Yeah. My mom had that.
Yeah. Okay. And so
if you got Halloween book. If you guys have any Halloween books, suggest them to us.
What?
I love Halloween.
I love all Halloween books for sure. Oh yeah, because it's October. Oh my god, yes.
Or like anything with like hocus pocusy vibes. I'm so down for it.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, witchy hocus pocus.
I have read The Wicked Deep, Undead Girl Gang, and then another.
But something more Halloween-y than like Undead Girl Gang. Because Undead Girl Gang, even though it's got like the witch stuff and like the bringing back the dead stuff, it does not give me like Halloween vibes.
No.
Like at all.
Oh, I have one that I could suggest.
What?
What do you have? Find You in the Dark by Nathan Ripley. It just came out June 29th, and I read it from NetGalley, and it was real good.
I don't know what that is, but I like the title.
It's an adult thriller about the main character is a dude who finds the dead bodies that the cops can't find and digs them up and is like, "Heh, did your job for you." And it's about that.
I'm so. I don't know if I would be scared to read it.
It's
I
so
was
good.
scared reading Women in the Window by myself.
You know me. I don't scary. It was good. It was a little creepy, but it was good.
I'm reading You by
Oh, you.
Wait, there's a Hocus Pocus book?
Yes, you didn't hear about it? It's like a sequel, but I'm kind of nervous about it. But
what if they ruin it?
I know, but I still just want to get it and like try. It's Emma it's in her vlogs too. She found it at the bookstore and then she got like another copy. And I'm like, oh my god, what is that? And it has like picture of the Sanderson sisters, and oh my god, I want it.
I kind of want her to read it now so I can know whether it's any good and then read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jenna. That's so sweet. Oh my god. Yes, thank you. We appreciate that. It's quite we literally will get off this and then we make a rule where we can't talk about the Bibliothon for a few weeks, and then because it takes forever, we'll start planning the next one. Like there's a lot.
Once we get these like 2 announcements done, well, the announcements of the winners and then the announcements of Undead Girl Gang and the next Biblio book, we are like, okay, no more.
We didn't used to do that, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
We didn't used to do it, and we were dying all the time.
Because we literally work on this now 9 to 10 months out of the year. You guys don't even know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, it was like every day of every month, 24/7, like planning. It was exhausting.
We have stopped that because it's ridiculous. So
yeah.
I feel like we've developed a much healthier mindset about the Bibliothon than I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where we have guest hosts and stuff like that now too that are really helpful. So thank you for everyone that ran Twitter sprints and our guest hosts, the Instagram and the blogging. That really, really helps us as well. So I don't know, are there any other questions or should we
think so.
wrap her up. Make sure to go give us suggestions on Twitter.
I'm gonna
Pick
have to
something
get going
fun.
here pretty soon. So
All right.
All right. Love you guys.
Thanks for joining us.